Today I want to show you two completely different set of left-hand voicings for blue bossa, so that you can take it from this to this. And don't forget to stick around until the end of the video where I'll show you how to get a PDF for today's video. The first set of voicings is pretty standard. On C minor 7, we can just play a closed voicing in first inversion like this. Now, all we have to do is follow the rules of voice leading, which is to use the closest voicings on the next chords, and we get this. F minor 7 in third inversion. And I like to keep this same voicing for the B flat 7, which turns it into a B flat 7 sus4. And for D minor 7 flat 5, we can use the first inversion with F at the bottom. The G7 sharp 5 sounds great as a rootless voicing with a sharp 9, like this. And we go back to our initial voicing on C minor 7. Then we have a 2-5 targeting D flat major 7, and we can use all rootless voicings. By the way, if you're not sure how to build these rootless voicings, check out our rootless voicings course. We explain all these voicings and give you entire workouts to practice in every key. So the E flat minor 7 is this. Notice that F, the ninth, is replacing the root E flat. And then just move the D flat to a C, and we get a nice A flat 7, 9-13 rootless voicing. This is a 9 for root and 13 for 5 voicing. We're simply replacing A flat with B flat and E flat with F. And finally, the D flat major 7's voicing would be this. Again, another rootless voicing, 9 for root. So the 2-5-1 sounds like this. You can try adding the root on the bass to see how it really sounds. And for the rest of the progression, we use the same voicings. Pretty easy, right? Now, let's take a look at the next set of voicings. These voicings are built using upper structures. The best way to choose nice upper structures is to first pair each with a chord scale. And the cool thing is that we can always use chord scales that are not the expected ones. For example, let's pair the C minor 7 with the Dorian scale, which is not the obvious scale to use here. The default scale would be a C Aeolian containing an A flat. But C Dorian has an A natural. Now, in the Dorian scale, there are no avoid tensions, so we can use any structure contained inside Dorian and use it as an upper structure for the C minor 7. For example, we can play an F triad on top of C minor 7, or a B flat triad, but I'm going to use a G minor add 9. And the cool thing is that we're only going to play that G minor add 9 on our left hand, making it sound much more ambiguous. Remember, the bass player is probably playing C and maybe a G. So we're actually turning a C minor 7 into a G minor add 9 over C. Again, if you're confused at all about how upper structures work, we have 2 entire series dedicated to them on mDecks.com. For the F minor 7 and the B flat 7, I'm going to use an A flat major 7 chord. And think of, while doing this, the A flat Lydian scale. For the D minor 7 flat 5, we can use an F minor add 9. And for the G7 sharp 5, let's use an A flat minor add 9. Now, for the 2-5, targeting D flat major 7, we can use a G flat major 7 on the E flat minor 7, exactly as we did before. But we're changing the perspective. Instead of seeing it as a rootless voicing, we're now seeing it as an upper structure. This allows us to think G flat major 7 Lydian. And for the A flat 7, I'm going to pair it with the symmetric diminished scale and play an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Remember, the bass player is still playing a flat, so now we get F sharp minor 7 flat 5 over A flat. For the D flat major 7, we can use an F minor 7 upper structure. And since it lasts for 2 measures, we can use a B flat minor 7 upper structure on the second measure. And the rest of the chords are the same. By the way, when you use these substitutions, be aware that your voicings might clash with the melody or with the guitar player's voicings also. In other words, this approach is better suited for soloing, and good guitar players will know how to stay out of the way when you're using these techniques. Now you can completely change your source of inspiration by basing your lines on these upper structures or the chord scales you've used, and make Blue Bossa sound like this. Thanks for joining us today. If you're a member, you will have access to a PDF that supplements today's concepts. If you're not a member yet, please become one by clicking on the join button or the link provided. And if you want access to all of the exclusive content that we've created to date, go ahead and check out our music theory journal on mDecks.com. Do us a favor and share us with your friends. That really helps us make more content like we made today. YouTube seems to think that you're going to like one of these 2 videos. Go ahead and stick around, check one of those out, and we'll catch you next time.